Some people enter this room and the energy shifts. The tension rises. Your heart tightens. You brace yourself for the judgment, the drama, the drain. You don't want to react. You don't want to absorb it. But somehow, it always gets in. Buddhist teachings don't tell you to avoid everyone difficult. They teach you how to remain centered, even when surrounded by noise. Because peace isn't found by escaping the world. It's found by anchoring deeply in your own. So if you've ever walked away from a conversation feeling drained, guilty, or angry, this is for you. This is a practice in power, not force. In protection, not armor. Because the real skill isn't making others less toxic. It's learning to stay calm even when they are. Teaching 1. You are not their energy. The monk sits in the middle of noise, but he remains still. Not because the world is quiet, but because he no longer echoes its chaos. You absorb what you identify with. If you believe their anger means something about you, you carry it. If you believe their mood defines your moment, you lose it. But what if their energy was just weather passing by, not a storm you had to enter? What if you stayed rooted in your own breath, your own body, your own awareness? Then their tension would stop being your tension. Their heaviness would no longer weigh you down. You are not here to fix them. You are here to stay true to you. Teaching 2. What you don't react to loses power. Negative people feed on reaction, your defensiveness, your frustration, your need to prove or protect. But monks don't respond with fire. They respond with stillness. They create space between stimulus and response. That space? That's freedom. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. You don't have to mirror their energy to feel strong. Silence is not weakness. Calm is not surrender. It's control. Inward, not outward. And if you're finding value in these reminders, consider subscribing and tap the bell so you don't miss what's next. Because staying calm isn't passive. It's the most powerful choice you'll ever make. Not reacting doesn't mean suppressing. It means choosing, with awareness. When someone throws anger at you, you don't have to catch it. Let it pass. Let it fall. Because what you pick up is what you carry. And what you carry becomes your weight. The monk sees the emotion rising in another and stays grounded in his breath. He doesn't take it personally. He doesn't make it his truth. He lets it be theirs. So when negativity shows up, ask yourself, is this mine to hold? And if the answer is no, release it. Peace isn't always a feeling. Sometimes it's a decision you make over and over again. Teaching 3. Boundaries are not rejection. They are protection. The monk does not build walls. He draws lines, soft, clear, grounded in compassion. Because peace isn't just inner, it's environmental. You can forgive someone and still not allow them to disturb your center. You can be kind and still say, no more. Boundaries are not unloving. They are deeply loving, to yourself. They say, I will not betray my peace to keep your comfort intact. And in Buddhism, compassion is never about self-sacrifice. It is about balance, presence, clarity. So next time someone crosses the line, don't harden, don't attack. Just return to stillness and draw it again. You are allowed to protect your energy without apology. Monks do it not with anger, but with quiet intention. They do not slam doors. They close them gently. Because the purpose of a boundary is not to push people away, but to bring yourself closer to balance. You can listen without absorbing. You can care without carrying. You can love without losing yourself. And if someone calls your peace cold, remember, they may only be used to chaos. That doesn't make your calm wrong. It makes it rare. So sit tall, speak soft, and let your stillness say what words cannot. This is how you stay open, without being invaded. Teaching 4. Don't try to fix them. Fix your focus. The monk doesn't waste energy trying to change others. He sharpens his own awareness. Because trying to fix people is how we lose ourselves. We think, if they would just calm down, if they'd be kinder, I could finally be at peace. But your peace was never meant to be outsourced. You can't control how they think, what they say, how they treat you. But you can control how long you hold their words, how much space you give their energy in your body. So the practice becomes, shift the gaze inward, clean your side of the glass, protect your clarity. Because peace isn't about fixing the world, it's about focusing on your own. Focus is your freedom. When your mind constantly scans for what they'll say next, how they'll react, what mood they'll bring, you give your peace away before they even speak. But the monk holds his gaze inward. He watches his breath, not their face. He listens to his heartbeat, not their drama. Because when you shift from reacting to observing, you create a pocket of stillness within the noise. You stop dancing to their rhythm and start walking your own. And slowly, you become the calm in rooms that used to shake you. Not by fighting them, not by fixing them, but by staying so deeply with yourself that their chaos can't reach you. Teaching 5. Awareness protects you more than avoidance. Avoidance feels like protection, but it's often just fear in disguise. Monks don't run from energy. They meet it with clarity. Because when you avoid someone, you carry them in your mind. You play out scenarios. You rehearse reactions. You stay tense even when they're not around. But awareness? It dissolves that grip. It allows you to see clearly. This is their behavior, not my responsibility. This is their pain, not my identity. When you see with awareness, you don't absorb. You allow, you breathe, and you release. So stop avoiding. Start observing. That's where real peace lives. When you stay aware, you stop being pulled. The monk doesn't tense up when negativity enters. He breathes deeper. He becomes more still. Because awareness doesn't mean control. It means presence. You don't have to like the moment. You just have to meet it. Feel your feet on the ground, your breath in your belly, your gaze soft, your shoulders relaxed. That's awareness in action. It's not a retreat. It's a return. And the more you return to now, the less power their energy has to drag you away from yourself. You become the calm in the room, not because they changed, but because you did. Teaching 6. Don't internalize their projections. Sometimes their anger isn't about you. Their criticism isn't truth. Their coldness isn't a reflection of your worth. But if you're not careful, you'll start believing it is. Monks don't confuse projections with reality. They listen deeply, not to the words spoken, but to the pain beneath them. When someone lashes out, they're often speaking to a wound you didn't cause. You don't have to take it in to show compassion. You don't have to hold it to prove you care. Instead, say inwardly, "This isn't mine," and breathe. The less you absorb, the more you can stay present, without carrying what never belonged to you. You are not what they say. You are what you see, within. The monk doesn't carry every word as if it's sacred. He filters with awareness. He chooses what enters. So when someone calls you too sensitive, pause. When they say you're selfish, pause. When they say you're not enough, pause. And ask yourself, is this truth or their pain in disguise? Because not everything said to you deserves a home inside you. You can hear it, feel it, witness it, without becoming it. The moment you learn to leave their words where they were spoken, you return your power back to where it belongs. Teaching 7. Calm is your responsibility, not their reward. We often treat calm like a prize. If they behave, I'll stay peaceful. If they're kind, I'll stay soft. But monks don't wait for the world to behave. They choose calm even when it's not returned. Because peace isn't a reaction. It's a practice. It's yours. To protect, to return to, to live in. The moment you tie your inner state to someone else's behavior, you lose both. You don't stay calm for them. You stay calm for you. It's not weakness, it's mastery. So when they push, breathe deeper. When they poke, stand softer. Let your calm be unshakable, not because they earned it, but because you've become it. Your calm isn't a reaction. It's a space you return to, over and over again. The monk doesn't expect everyone to understand him. He doesn't need the room to shift before he breathes fully. Because real strength isn't loud, it's still. So when the voices rise, he lowers his volume. When energy spikes, he slows his steps. When chaos enters, he becomes the silence beneath the noise. That's not giving up. That's leading inward. And when you hold your calm, you invite others to meet you there. Not all will, but some will pause because your energy said, "This space is different." Teaching. 8. Silence is a shield, not a void. Most people are uncomfortable with silence. They fill it with noise, with blame, with defense. But monks sit inside silence, not because they have nothing to say, but because they've mastered what not to say. Silence isn't retreat. It's a stand. It says, "I will not waste my breath on what does not grow peace." When negativity rises, don't rush to reply. Let the space do the talking. In silence, you say, "I see what's happening, and I choose not to dance with it." Silence isn't the absence of response. It's the presence of intention. The monk doesn't stay quiet because he's afraid. He stays quiet because he's anchored. When someone throws words like weapons, you don't have to raise your voice to protect yourself. You protect yourself by staying rooted in clarity. You hear the words. You feel the tension. But you choose presence over performance. Because silence isn't passive, it's precise. Teaching 9. Healing isn't always about fixing them. It's about freeing you. We spend so much time trying to change others, hoping if they soften, we'll finally feel safe. But monks don't wait for apologies to find peace. They release expectations and return inward. Healing doesn't always look like closure. Sometimes it looks like space, a breath, a quiet step back. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means remembering who you are without the weight of who they weren't. The monk doesn't seek resolution from others. He finds it in his breath, in stillness, in the present moment that asks nothing but presence. When you stop waiting for them to change, you begin to change. Teaching 10. Peace is not a destination. It's a discipline. You don't arrive at peace. You practice it, especially when it's hardest. The monk doesn't wait for the world to calm down. He trains his breath in the middle of storms. Because peace isn't something you find. It's something you become. By choosing silence over noise, stillness over reaction, presence over panic. Peace is not the absence of noise. It's your ability to remain undisturbed within it. The monk doesn't silence the world. He silences the war within. You've seen now 10 teachings, 10 ways to protect your energy without becoming hard. Now tell me, which of these 10 teachings spoke to you the most, and why? Drop it in the comments. Your reflection might be exactly what someone else needed to hear.